Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at my Summoner of Illusions deck. Now, someone asked me to try to make this, and it just looks like a fun idea just to mess around with it. I really wasn't really sure what to do with it, but since someone asked me to do it and it just looked like some fun, I just threw something together. I'm not going to say it's strong, it's just a really like fun, silly deck, and I'll probably improve it as time goes on as I get more familiar with the card. But I am trying out a lot of really cool things, so I hope you guys will like the build. But just to get straight into the cards, so in this deck we're going to be running one Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. This is more of a card that I thought would be fun to just put in here that people might like just for me to do, because some people want me to build around it, but that's not really a great idea. So this card can actually work in this deck pretty easily with our ability to summon out fusion monsters, and allows us to protect things from Summoner of Illusions, which I will talk about. We're also running 3 Caius. We're running 3 Caius because we have a frog kind of engine going, so it's nice to have Caius as kind of a backup because he can be a very powerful card. We're running 2 DD Sprite. DD Sprite really good in this deck to again protect those fusions that will end up being destroyed, and then we can do additional synchro power, which is nice for us. We're running 2 Great Maju Garzett. So this is another card that gives us some additional power. We can get rid of our fusions for a powerful monster, and another way to protect our fusions. Again, that's all of Summoner of Illusions' ability, which I will talk about. We're running 2 Mathematician, giving us some draw power and sending Treeborn Frog to the graveyard, which is very nice. 2 Meklord Army of Wisel, which combos with Chaos Infinit, which just works out really well with what we're trying to do. 1 Ronintoadin, obviously, with the Frog engine. We're also running 2 Sphere of Chaos. So with the kind of Treeborn engine, this card works really well for us because we're able to add a level 3 monster. So it's one of the few ways we can actually search out Summoner of Illusion. He's very hard to search out. So I just feel like this card is really perfect for that we're able to easily tribute summon this card with Treeborn, get up Summoner of Illusions, and set up what we need to do. So I really like that. So we're running 3 Summoner of Illusions, the key card in the deck. The big idea behind this is that you tribute another monster and summon a fusion monster, but he gets destroyed. So the big idea is to allow him to get flipped, allow yourself to have another monster on the field, and then protect the fusion monster that will end up being destroyed, or just use the fusion monster to do big damage. So all those protection things that we have just go with the things we're trying to do. So Blue Eyes protects Ultimate Dragon, DD Sprite protects the fusion monsters. So just things like that come into play. Great Magic Garzett takes the place of the fusion monster. Just all those additional things we're doing. So then just the rest of the Frog engine: 2 Swap Frog and 3 Treeborn Frog. So now for the spells in this deck, we're going to be running a lot of spell support. So 2 Book of Taiyou. This one just helps us trigger Summoner of Illusions because we want to make things a little faster to work with what we're trying to do. Combos really well with Soul Exchange. 1 Foolish Burial with the Frog Engine helps us out. 2 Forbidden Lance, very nice to protect our fusion monsters when we're going for big plays, can be nice for us. 2 MST to deal with back row. Raigeki Soul Charge helping us out a little bit. 3 Soul Exchange. So the reason we're running Soul Exchange and not Monarch Stormforth is because we're using this as a tribute fodder without using a tribute summon. We can actually use Soul Exchange for Summoner of Illusions. So between Soul Exchange, Summoner of Illusions, and Book of Taiyou, we can make very quick plays and protect our stuff. So we have a lot going on there that just combos really well with what we're trying to do. Allows us to get out what we need, and just, again, very nice. And then we have 3 Upstart Goblin, just making that deck a little faster. We really need to get those cards very quickly. And 2 Chaos Infinit. Obviously, back row is not a big thing in this deck because we're running a Frog engine. So Chaos Infinit is just a card we'll use to trigger things when we really need it to. Very powerful with this deck. We can make sure we get our Summoner of Illusions out. We can get our Meklord out to get Tribute Fodder, to get Special Summon Power. Just a bunch of things going on there with Chaos Infinit, which makes it a really powerful card for this deck type. So now for the extra deck, obviously going to have a lot of really interesting things going on in this extra deck. 2 Barbaroid, probably one of the stronger fusions you could bring out that can really blow up your opponent. So a lot of really nice plays there. 1 Blue Eyes, obviously, with Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, that combos really well with what we're trying to do. 1 Cyber End can be very nice to deal with our opponent against Cyber Twin Dragon, another card that can do really good, powerful things for us. And then 2 Gaia Drake. Gaia Drake is actually a really good card for this deck because of the fact that it doesn't get destroyed by the effect of Summoner of Illusions. So basically we get a free 3500 monster that has a really powerful effect to begin with. And then finally for the fusions, just 1 Exterio. Another card that just deals with back row really, really well. So just very powerful in that regard. For the synchros, obviously, with DD Sprite, we have access to a lot of interesting things. Armory Arm, Black Rose, Formula Synchron, Scrap Dragon, and Stardust Dragon. Just additionally, some plays we can make between our synchros. Also, 1 Slacker Magician and 1 Dullahan. Just a few things we can get out. XYZ is not a big component to this deck. You can add in more if you want. Our extra deck is just so full of fusions that your choice for synchros and XYZs gets really limited. So now for the side deck, I just want to talk about some other interesting ideas for the deck, not really a side deck for matches. There's a bunch of other ideas you could do for this deck, but it's my first build. It's very experimental, so I'm just going to, throw out some ideas and see where I go down the line. Dogu can search out Summoner of Illusions, so that's another thing you can do, but between some of the other stuff we're doing, like with Mathematician and being able to search out Summoner multiple times, it becomes, not as strong. You could definitely run other monarchs like Raiza because that's fine for us, and you could do additional plays there. Sangan, if it ever becomes unbanned, we'll definitely use that to search out Summoner of Illusions. Forbidden Dress is actually a very powerful card for this deck, very close to putting it in because it'll protect our fusion monsters. Mound. So Mound is really powerful for this deck if you weren't running a Frog Engine. With the Frog Engine, we can't run this, but without the Frog Engine, with another special summon engine, maybe with zombies or something, you could run Mound. You'll bring out these super powerful fusion monsters, and they'll also be very heavily protected. There's also another field card you can run, Centrifugal Field, and when your fusions get destroyed, you can pretty much continually summon them. So again, without the Frog Engine, that becomes powerful. Shallow Grave, another really nice way to get out Summoner of Illusions. Ghostrick Scare, another way to flip our cards that can be powerful for us. Ojama Trio. Ojama Trio has some OTKs and things you could do with this deck because you can use it with Chaos Infinity and just go over your opponent. If you run Chaos Infinity, Ojama Trio, and you bring up Barbaroid, that's pretty much an instant OTK, so that's really nice there. Reckless Greed, Trap Stun, again, back row, we can't really run as much, but can be powerful in this deck. Goyo Guardian with just the fact that we're running Sphere of Chaos, so that's another thing you could do there. You can obviously run more XYZ, rank 6 XYZ, rank 3 XYZ, whatever you want to run. It's really up to you, but just again, we don't have a lot of room. You can run Dragon's Mirror in this deck. You can combo it with Blue Eyes, bring out the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon Fusion. So just another thing you can do there that works out pretty nicely. And obviously, as I was saying, we're not running Stormforce because of what the deck is trying to do, especially with the fact that we do summon from the extra deck. But if you want this for some additional power with the Monarchs, that's another choice that you can make. So that's my Summoner of Illusions deck. Again, just a silly fun deck that I'm just trying out. I don't expect it to be, super strong or the best version of this deck, but as I go along, I want to see what I can do with this deck. If you guys do have a deck like this, definitely let me know in the comments. Talk about some cards you use because I'm still so new to this. I just wanted to try it out today and see some fun stuff I can do with it. So let me know what you think. Make some suggestions in the comments and let me know how this card is running for you. But that's about it for me. As always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.